Hey everybody, Carm here, back for my second video. I hope you're all doing well. I certainly have some records to show, but first and foremost I just want to thank all of you out there who've watched and commented and subscribed. I'm really blown away right now. I was not expecting this at all. I mean, I think over 200 viewers and over 40 people have subscribed so far, and so many positive and welcoming and encouraging comments. I mean, I've never done anything like this before, even socially on the internet, before putting up that video. So this has really been, it's really touched me a lot, and I look forward to getting to know more of you. So many people I can't even think to mention right now. I mean, Derek, was the first person I think to even comment in the video, and it felt like it made it come full circle considering he was the first one. So if you're watching, thank you, Derek. I mean, it really means a lot to me. And of course, JC68, Chris Cole, who this video will be focused on the day we hung out together and went record shopping. Great inspiration. I mean, you all know, what a how generous of spirit he is, and knowledgeable, and just his humanity. It always shines through. So thank you to him and so many others who commented, and Rob Paniques, wonderful words. The feeling is very much mutual. So many people I had been watching and subscribed to for a while commented and said really nice things. Really made me feel welcome. Colin Medicine Horse, Lindsay Blank Pages, Big Star 1000. I love the collection you have is just I could learn so much. I learned so much from so many of you, and a lot of other names I just I can't think of right now. But just thank you all. So I'll start off with the records. I'm sure many of you saw his video where he talked about the day we were together. And again, Chris, the feelings are mutual. The common bond that I even felt when I first started seeing your videos, and just getting to be able to say that JC68 is your personal shopper, which you kind of refer to him as we were going along, is it's not lost on me, the significance of that. So we went to 3 record stores. Started with Valhalla, which I'd been going to myself since about 1994 or so, right after in fact it was the very last day of high school, senior year. And let me see if I can get these in order here. Yeah, the basic pattern for the day was he would just hand me records. I'd look at them and see what I thought of them, and either the personnel or maybe the instrumentation drew me in, and of course the fact that he recommended it, I figured, well, I trust his judgment. So the first record he handed me was Randy Bernsen, Music for Planets, People, and Washing Machines. I'd never heard of this artist or this album. There he is in the back, a guitar player, very happy and literally and figuratively glowing. Some of his names, of course, I'd known for a long time. Many of you know Herbie Hancock, Jaco Pastorius, Bob James, Peter Erskine, Michael Urbaniak. I would characterize it as being kind of a pop jazz fusion. Pretty decent. The second side in particular I liked. Kind of reminded me of what Pat Metheny Group was doing around that time. 1985 this came out on Zebra Records. So it was pretty decent. This next album, George Crumb, Ancient Voices of Children. He had showed this record, Chris Cole, in his videos, and I believe I might have seen this from Derek too. I was pretty familiar with this composer from Kronos Quartet. So when did this come out? 1971 on Nonesuch. Fascinating listen. Very, well, the title kind of says it. It does have kind of an ancient, primordial, or maybe primal sound almost. It reminds me of Harry Partch in a lot of ways, the composer and instrument builder, who devised his own tuning system. So I'd have to listen to this on headphones because there were a lot of quieter passages which became a little obscure at times, but really fascinating. I believe Chris picked this out of the rock section, which is interesting. John Hassel, someone I've been a fan of since probably since high school. I have a lot of his edition EGs, and of course his collaboration with Eno. Somehow I was not aware of this. or at least I'd seen it in passing at times, but finally picked it up. Wonderful lineup on percussion. Dom Ramao, Nana Vasconcelos, Miroslav Vitus on bass, Battleroy Tabla. Not familiar with the guitarist or the vocalist, but just a wonderful group. Very earthy and ethereal, like a lot of Hassel's work, and of course more jazzier. But the lineup is from 1978. Tomato. Is it Tomato? Yes, Tomato. Environments. Been picking up albums from this series for a long time, and just didn't have this one. The theme on here is Dawn and Dusk, and in the Okanofi Swamp. Basically on location recordings, you know, just out in the wild. Fans of Dan Gibson's Solitudes would like these records a lot if you haven't heard these. These have been out for quite a while, since the mid-70s. An old favorite artist of mine, Andreas Vollenweider, saw this, and Chris quickly seconded the motion. I didn't have this one or even aware of it. I believe this is his first album. Great Swiss harpist from '79. Max Lasser's on here on guitar, and I believe Hans Vollenweider is his father, playing organ. Really a hard to characterize album, like a lot of Vollenweider's work. His later work is, you know, they call it new age, and it's a loaded term, but this really I couldn't categorize. This was just part of its appeal for me. After that, we went to the old school records, which he talked at length about. Peter and Jody, good friends of mine from many years, and yeah, some of the best stuff can be found there, I think, or as far as the range of things. And this first record Chris handed to me, I'd have to say would be the record of the whole day. I had never heard of this. Free Fare, a variety of, they're from Holland, Dutch musicians. Very cool cover too, by the way. If you see something you could free associate on all afternoon, just all kinds of details on there. As I say, I wasn't familiar with this. This is really vibrant contemporary jazz. Probably the closest thing that I'm into as far as it would come close to straight ahead. So this was, I'd say this is the pick of the day. I want to listen to this more and more. Really fantastic. Jessica Williams, The Portal of Antrim. Was vaguely familiar with her name, but I feel like I've seen this many times and somehow passed it over. Really neat cover, and really kind of multifaceted piano player. Seems to have a lot of different. It's piano, acoustic piano, and a variety of keyboards. About half the album is solo piano pieces, but just really nice. Has a really nice mellow tone to it, but also some freeform things as well. Steve Hillage, L. I have one other album by him, Rainbow Dome Music, which is probably more in my own interest. I should say like electronic space, ambient sort of thing. This is more, I guess you could say it's progressive rock with a heavy Eastern tinge. Has hurdy-gurdy on here. Don Cherry on trumpet, Tibetan bells, and Larry Karush on tabla, which I know him more as a pianist from Steve Reich's ensemble, among others. Really nice album. This one I've seen many times and somehow passed over. But leave it to Chris to find these things for you. Personal shopper. Luis Gasca. Wasn't particularly familiar with him. Trumpet player, flugelhorn. Very nice, vibrant, colorful artwork. A lot of members of Santana on here, as well as Stanley Clarke. Just a feast of percussion. All these percussionists on here I wasn't familiar with. Santana himself, Neil Schon, Greg Raleigh on keyboards. Really nice album. It's kind of a jazzier version of Santana, but it really goes off into other territory. So it was very nice. Another thing he found for me. And the final store of the day was it used to be Secondhand Tunes. Now it's Oak Park Records. Originally, when it was Secondhand Tunes, it was one of the first record stores I'd went to back around '92. I was a sophomore in high school. So the first handoff from Chris was Pat Martino, a jazz guitarist. Nice fusion from mid-'70s, 1976, on Warner Brothers. Nice, really good band. It very much sounds like its time, but it's really good fusion. And I'd seen his records for years and just somehow never picked them up. But I'm glad I chose this one. Gary Boyle, the dancer, someone I wasn't familiar with. What really attracted me to this, after Chris showed it to me, was Robin Lumley is the producer and also plays keyboards on here. He's an original member of Brand X, which is a group I've been into for quite a long time. And this almost sounds like it could be a lost Brand X album. It's probably my favorite record of this particular store we went to. Lee Konitz, Paul Bley, Bill Connors. Love this label, Improvising Artists. The other one I have by them is, instead of Lee Konitz, it's Jimmy Giuffre. And really nice trio music, nice mixture of ballads and more freeform playing. And yeah, it's a fantastic label. I always liked it. Didn't seem like it lasted long enough. 1977 this is from. Well, this album here found, this was a real easy decision. I think I'd seen footage of this on YouTube. Albert Mangelsdorf, Jaco Pastorius, Alphonse Mouzon. Yeah, this was really easy to pick up. I mean, this is just, yeah, wonderful trio performance. Live in Berlin, 1976. And yeah, just the artists speak for themselves. And finally, Chris found this for me in the cheaper section, 99-cent section, Ahmad Jamal, Outer Time, Inner Space. I'd only heard a little bit of his music, not nearly enough until now, but it seems like a good first choice. You know, good introduction as any to his music. Very nice inside here. It's the man himself, and Jamil Suleiman on bass and Frank Gant on drums. Not familiar with these two fellows, but really nice trio playing. Two side long cuts. Recorded at live Montreux Jazz Festival in 1971. So this is nice, and only $1 and in really good shape. Well, these are the records for this trip. Oh, one more thing: the one lone CD of the Johann Sebastian Bach Concertos and Symphonias for Oboe. Really nice album. I've been a Bach fan since I was a kid, so this is really nice to find. And I don't know if you can hear in the background, I have the newest John Abercrombie Quartet. 39 Steps it's called, with Mark Copeland, Drew Gress on bass, Mark Copeland on piano, Drew Gress on bass, and Joey Barron on drums. Really nice, nice contemporary album. Really good for a day like today, which is pretty drizzly and cold here in Chicago. Well, once again, I just want to say thank you to all. Like I said, I'm rather overwhelmed, and this has just been, the response has been wonderful. I never knew what to expect, and look forward to getting to know more of you and making more videos, sharing more. I mean, music's such a precious thing, as we could all agree on, and to have a community that's based on love and sharing, which seems to me, and just common ground even beyond music. More people are getting to know each other, and I look forward to just being part of the community for a long time to come. So thank you all once again. Peace, love, and joy to you all. Until next time. Thank you.